Why, hello and welcome to the PHP. My name is Booker. That is Perez. What's doing?
Of course, this show, we're going to be talking about Britney Spears' shock engagement and all the fallout. Britney Spears' dad shocking legal move in court. The shocking fight at the VMAs between Conor McGregor and Machine Gun Kelly. Olivia Munn's shocking pregnancy. Lana Del Rey's shocking exit from social media, and lots more shocking news.
Is this the shocker? I forget which one's the shocker. Something like this. I don't know what it is.
Oh, you're asking the wrong person.
Good point.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I had an idea.
Okay.
Are you attached to Los Angeles? Do you love it here? Is this like the only place that you could live? No.
I could live anywhere. I'm one of those I could live anywhere people.
What if you and I move to Las Vegas?
Okay.
And we try to get us a show on the radio there.
On the radio?
Yeah.
There's no money in Las Vegas radio.
There's not?
No. You and me together, we wouldn't make $100,000 a year.
Really?
Yeah, there's no money in small market radio. None.
But Las Vegas is a big market.
No, it's not. It's like market 30 or something.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Well,
new plan.
I love Vegas so much. Over the weekend, I shared this video, and I love not just Vegas. It's weird when you all of a sudden realize, I'm old. This happened. Like, I'm officially old now. Over the weekend, I shared this video of this concert that I went to. I went to go see the After Party, which is just basically the name they gave to this like boy band super group. Mm-hmm. It was two of the guys from Backstreet Boys, Nick Carter and AJ McLean. It was one of the guys from NSYNC, Joey Fatone, and it was one of the guys from Boys to Men, Wanye Morris. And they all performed each other's songs, and it was fun. And they even brought out Bobby Brown, and they did My Prerogative. And it was this really small, intimate theater at the Venetian. And I love Vegas so much. And also, you know me, I'm honest. Like, they treat me so well in Vegas. Like,
I tried to go to Vegas Friday. I couldn't get on the plane. They canceled my flight and there were no tickets out. I was going to have dinner with friends of mine. And so I tried to go from Burbank to LAX at 5:00 on a Friday. And you know how that works. The 101 to the 405.
You were just going to go to Vegas just to have dinner with friends?
I was meeting my friends there. Yeah. So I was going to
go. Driven.
Well, I wouldn't have made dinner. It was like 5:00. You know what I mean? Like, so I just got, I basically spent my Friday afternoon in traffic and I didn't get to go. But
like literally before we recorded the podcast today, I found out that Dua Lipa is going on tour, and it's her tour with very special guest, Megan Thee Stallion.
Wow, that'll be good.
If I lived in Vegas, I could easily get tickets to that for free like that. In Los Angeles, it's so much harder for me to get free tickets, and I'm cheap. We all know how cheap I am. Anyways, I got a haircut. I had a chill weekend. What did you do? You didn't go to Vegas? Anything else?
I didn't go to Vegas. So my Friday night was spent at home. I probably went to bed at 10:30. I mowed my grass on Saturday. I didn't do a lot this weekend. I really didn't.
All right. Well, we're going to get to Britney, but first and briefly, I sent you some of my CBD, my True 10.
I took a couple of those. I did indeed.
What did you think?
Well, I mean, it's CBD. It doesn't really do anything.
It does.
No, it doesn't. It didn't do anything. CBD, without the THC, it's not like you feel it.
Well, you're not. I don't want to. It's not supposed to get you high.
So what am I supposed to feel?
Well, it depends. I can't say. I'm not legally allowed to.
Let's start the show. Enough for your CBD.
Well, no. I mean, it's really helping people.
Sure.
All right. It didn't help you. You could have taken more.
I tried. I took like 2 or 3 of them. I'm like, nothing's happening.
All right. Well, I find it very beneficial.
All right.
mytrue10.com if you want to try it out. Clearly, Booker does not approve of it,
I
but
tried it. It didn't do anything. It's not like I don't approve of it. I mean, I'm sure it's something you have to take over and over and over.
no.
If you need some, I don't have any pains that I'm walking around with. I don't have anxiety. I'm like,
Okay.
what am I waiting for it to do for me?
Well, how can I word this legally? A lot of people find that it helps them be more restful.
Let's start the show.
All
Enough
right.
of your stupid CBD.
It's not stupid.
Go get Perez's CBD if you want to be restful.
All right. mytrue10.com. Let me see here. Oh, this is exciting.
Okay.
I finally got in the mail my new Bowl and Branch bedding.
You did? It's about time. I put mine on my bed right now. My sheets are on my bed. I'm so excited. They're so nice.
Well,
aren't
actually,
they?
I think I have my old Bowl and Branch bedding on my bed now, which I've used for years because I think Bowl and Branch have been kind enough to sponsor our podcast before. And I'm pretty sure that this is their bedding. And I literally have used it for years. It's lasted. It's great. I'm not going to sleep with bad sheets. I am very picky. So these are the best sheets, super premium, but not at super premium prices. 100% organic cotton signature hemmed sheets. Bowl and Branch is dedicated to quality every step of the way and customer satisfaction. That means that they come with a 30-night worry-free guarantee if you are not satisfied. So experience the entirely new standard of comfort. Visit bowlandbranch.com. Get 15% off your first set of sheets with promo code Perez. That's BOLL and branch.com, promo code Perez.
You know what I like about them? The sheet, sometimes when you buy a fitted sheet, it's not big enough if you got a big, nice, thick mattress. And this wraps all the way around the mattress and it doesn't pull up. That's the best part about their mattress, their fitted sheets. Love that.
Okay. Fabulous. All right, let's talk Britney Spears. A lot of Britney Spears developments. And
what? What?
I'm trying to figure out what I could say.
Do you feel that it's shocking that she's engaged? I don't. I thought it was coming. I thought that this was teed up perfectly for her to get engaged.
No, I don't think it was shocking that she was engaged, but a lot of people think it was shocking that she was engaged. There's so much diverging opinions on this. Some people are happy, some people are not happy, some people are skeptical. Everybody has an opinion, right? And everybody thinks their opinion is right. What I was going to say is, and I can't reveal too much because I just did something, but it hasn't aired yet. So I was talking about a topic, and I'll give you the example. We're living in this day and age now. Like Taylor Swift is the perfect example, okay? If Taylor, and she did actually, last year, Taylor Swift came out in support of Joe Biden. People were upset that she came out in support of Joe Biden. If she would have come out in support of Donald Trump, people would have been upset about that too.
Yeah.
If she said nothing and remained apolitical, people would have been upset about that as well.
You're right.
We're almost living in a day and age where anything you do will be criticized. And what is seemingly happy news about Britney Spears was criticized by almost the majority of people, and not just you and like everyday people, but like famous celebrities. Like if you go on Britney Spears' Instagram, where she announced that she's engaged, one of the top comments is from this Oscar nominated, she might've even won, actress, Octavia Spencer, said something along the lines of, "Get a prenup." Is that bullying Britney Spears?
No, it's just funny.
Oh, okay. Well, it's funny to you, but also some people could consider it raining on her parade. Some people could view it as
it's that for sure.
okay. And so many people were leaving those comments and saying things like that on a day that should be joyous. They were.
That's the internet. I mean, you know,
but like I said, not even just average people, famous folks, big celebrities.
She's a big star. She's one of the biggest stars on the planet. I mean, people are so invested in her.
And that's the thing about Britney. Everybody has an opinion on her, and she crosses every demographic all over the world. Young, old, gay, straight, black, white, Latino, everything. We watched her grow up. We've watched her struggle. And I think what I've said repeatedly is so many of us just want Britney to have that happy ending. And when we've seen her over the last years struggle continually, it saddens us and it upsets many people. I don't know what the hell is going on in her relationship. The only one that knows is her and him. But let me go with the flow, okay?
Okay.
I understand some people might be skeptical that he's using her. He probably is. But A, he's been with her for about 5 years. Through some very difficult times. B, he clearly makes her happy. Clearly, she seems very happy to get engaged and loves him and talked about him in court, wanting to get married, wanting to have his child. As I've said on our show before, and you know, it's important to remind people because you only learn through repetition. I think it's better for Britney Spears, given how isolated she has been, given how, even if the conservatorship were to go away, she's said that she distrusts people, right?
Sure.
So even if she can do whatever she wants, it's not like all of a sudden she's going to have hundreds of friends. Given who she is, I think it's good for her, healthy and important that she has somebody to hug, kiss, and fuck, right? He provides those things for her. He gives her something, and she gives him something back. He gets to be Britney Spears' boyfriend, now fiance, and future husband. I think he's using her, sure, but I also think he's also a decent guy.
Yeah.
Like, from what I could tell, he doesn't seem like a douchebag. And people are like nitpicking every little thing.
Yeah.
Like, did you watch the video that she posted?
I don't think I did.
I
just saw the ring finger deal. That's what I saw.
I saw that. Like, he posted some photos. She posted a video, and I don't know if it's speculation because I kind of heard it too, but at the very end of the video, he appears to say, "You have to be happy." So I don't know.
Listen, let me back this whole thing up and let me say the most shocking thing I'm about to say all episode. I agree with you. There you go. You started off with, I don't know what's going on with her. I know we'll get to it with what's going on with her dad, but there's someone that's been there for years. I don't know none of us know what's in his mind, but whatever seems to be going on between the two of them, I see two happy people. And I see someone, look, he's probably not the most business savvy of person, but I see someone in at least that cares about her. And if everything does go back into, you know, she's going to run her empire again, at least there's someone with some, someone that's sensible, I guess, that has her best interests in mind on her team.
He is very thirsty.
That's fine. So is everyone. I mean, you give everyone a chance to have fame or not to have fame. 9 out of 10 people will choose fame because it's kind of interesting. You know, it's kind of fun being famous. It's an aphrodisiac. So I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, he is very, very look at me, but you know,
like before
Look, if she was with a frumpy dentist, we would make fun. You know what I mean? Back to your original point, we would nitpick that. Okay. Yeah. I mean, everything will be nitpicked. So it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah. But like before the announcement, like I was going through his Instagram story and he said something, like I'm paraphrasing because I don't have that actual slide. He said something like, very exciting news. Can't wait to share with you guys. Like,
that's just a product of this generation, though. You know, I mean, we see that douchiness all day long. And, you know, you are kissing Gen X yourself. I think you're Gen X. We're a little cooler than that. Like, that's just not how Gen X operated. It was kind of like shunning away from things. Maybe you're a little bit closer to a millennial and you're on that line a little bit. When you're a full-on blown millennial, I'm
not millennial. I'm Gen X.
Well, I mean, you're close. You're on the line. You're approaching, and you've been online enough to get yourself.
I'm young at heart.
Yeah, you're young at heart. I think you get yourself a little bit of millennial mileage, but I think that's the problem. We instinctively have douche chills when we see any of that stuff.
Well, Sam Asghari, I don't even know if I mentioned his name up until now. Doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter.
Sam Asghari / personal trainer, wannabe actor, has heard you loud and clear, Octavia Spencer and everybody else. He, a couple of hours after the engagement news, took to his Instagram story to say, thank you, everyone who is concerned about the prenup. Of course, we're getting an ironclad prenup to protect my Jeep and shoe collection in case she dumps me one day. I thought that was cute. You know,
I think that's funny.
But then, but even that, people criticize that.
Oh,
they're like,
fuck him. I mean, you can't win. You just can't win.
He's making light of it. I'm like obsessed with my nose now. It's like,
what's going on?
I also like cannot stop looking. I'm like, oh my God, your nose gets bigger. Like, I want to get a nose job. Like,
your nose and your ears, they don't stop growing. It's true.
I know, like my nose looks so much bigger than it did 10 years ago. This is like really problematic, but it's fine. I think I still look good. Anyways, so don't you worry. Britney is getting a prenup. And that's good. You know, that he, I mean, who knows? He could be lying. He could be really just making a joke of it and not getting a prenup, but I would think Britney knows the importance of that and that she's gonna get it. That's all you can do is hope for the best.
Yeah. Well, there's still a conservatorship, so I mean,
but it may not be around much longer.
But you know, someone's going to have to oversee the paperwork of this prenup. You know.
Yeah. Well, her current lawyer might be able to help her. I don't know. I'm sure he's advising her to get a prenup, even if he's just her conservatorship lawyer. Speaking of the conservatorship, a reminder: the next hearing is on September 29th, so about 2 weeks from now. And everything might change after then, especially because Britney's dad presented paperwork to the judge asking to terminate the conservatorship.
Look, if he can't run it, he doesn't want anybody else running it. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, actually, your thought process is not far off. According to reports, Britney's dad is basically making what's the gambling term? Like an informed
hedging his bets?
Bet? Yeah, something like that. An informed bet. I said, I don't know. Like he is not gambling, but like Britney's dad does not think that this judge will agree to end the conservatorship without having Britney assessed, meaning without having some doctor determine, like, is she capable of dealing with her life and everything on her own? He really is that confident that she's that unwell.
Well, I'm a little worried that we're going to see behind the curtain if that's going to happen, or if any of that has to be public, because I don't know.
It may not necessarily have to be public.
Maybe not. Maybe, and that's a good thing. But my wonder has always been, what is the stuff about her that we don't know, that we're not privy to,
Well,
that he knows? And he's always like, he's, ultimately trying to tell all of us, guys, I'm trying to protect her. Please trust me. I'm trying to. And that's, I think, what has been going on. That's my opinion. I obviously don't know, but I just hope none of the stuff, whatever it may be, which I'm sure there's a lot, I just hope it doesn't come out. I'm happy not knowing, because I don't think it's going to bode well.
Well, that's what Britney's dad wants. He wants to no longer be culpable, meaning he put in the request for the judge to not just remove himself, but to full on end the conservatorship. So if at the upcoming court hearing, or a couple of court hearings, who knows, it might just be like, okay, we're going to table this until we hear more. Like the judge might say, I want an assessment from her doctors, and then we'll decide what happens. But whatever happens, if the conservatorship remains, Britney's dad can say, well, it's not my doing. I put in the request to end the conservatorship. So
from what I've read, it's very hard to put someone in one, and it's very hard to get someone out of one. It's not a very easy process, because if they decide that you need one, it's for good reason in these kind of situations.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. Britney's dad continues to insist privately to everybody that she is extremely unwell, but making, I think, good decisions. I don't know if this is to be believed, but according to reports, Britney, if the conservatorship were to end, wants to retain her care manager, her conservator, Jody Montgomery, to help her oversee her life. So even she knows that she needs help and is taking the steps to ensure that she has help. So I think those are all good things. Let's get to Conor McGregor and Machine Gun Kelly in a moment. But first, I forget who. I need to look it up. One of our readers or listeners said that they finally bought some Vizzy and they loved it. So very happy to hear that. We love our Vizzy. Vizzy is the smoothest hard seltzer around, with so many fabulous flavors and little to no calories. It's like a great alternative to heavy beer or something else that's gross. It's just 100 calories a can for every Vizzy hard seltzer, and it's got 5% ABV, 0 grams of sugar per 12-ounce serving, and you even get antioxidant vitamin C. Hello. There's so many flavors to choose from. There's lemonade, there's watermelon, peach. These are the lemonade hard seltzers: watermelon, peach, raspberry, strawberry. There's great combinations like strawberry, kiwi, blueberry, pomegranate, papaya, passion fruit, and more. Upgrade your hard seltzer to Vizzy. To find out where you can purchase Vizzy, go to VizzyHardSeltzer.com/Perez. That's VizzyHardSeltzer.com/Perez. You must be 21 and over.
Okay. I like the watermelon passion fruit. I couldn't think of the name a couple of weeks ago. That's my jam. That's what I had in the pool this weekend. As a matter of fact, Vizzy's the official sponsor of my pool.
I love it. All right. The VMAs were last night, and Britney Spears engagement news almost like one-upped the VMAs. Like,
agreed.
Who cared about the VMAs? Britney's engaged, bitch. Although, you know what? To me, I think this is a sign, once again, of just getting old. Like, I was out with my kids and I got the Britney news, and old me would have been like, oh, this is the end of the world. I'm not at my computer and I got this news. New me's like, all right, whatever. Great for her. I'll get to it when I get home.
It's not like it's not being reported. You know what I mean? Like, it's everywhere. So what? They're going to see your name next to it as well. They'll get to it later. And the way algorithms work, you don't necessarily see everybody's thing that they post immediately anyhow. It's just not how the internet works anymore.
Yeah. So Yeah, I hate Instagram. I was actually having a conversation. Actually, you know what? I think Facebook is making a comeback.
Really? Young
Yeah,
people on Facebook again?
I think so because they're spending a lot of money. They're like Facebook is throwing money away to creators. Like over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I even did one. They're paying people to do audio rooms. So if you're like
I've been seeing a lot of that. You're right. I have been seeing
if
that.
you're a big fan of somebody and you want to listen to their audio room, you have to, I think, have a Facebook account.
I went
So it's
into
like,
one the other day. Who the hell was it? I went in for about 9 seconds. I was like, what the fuck am I doing here? This is awful.
who
I
was
tuned
it?
right out. Oh, I can't remember who it was, though. It was like someone sort of like in the mix.
But
Ah,
anyways,
shit, it sucked, though. Yeah.
I have had zero growth on Instagram over the last 12 months, like no growth, stagnant. But my personal Facebook page, facebook.com/the Perez Hilton, in 12 months, it went from 225,000 followers to over 650,000.
Wow. Pretty good.
Facebook is where it's at. So follow me on Facebook, and you're not really using your Facebook, but you're on there.
Well, I'll start if you want me to.
You should. Yes.
All
I'm
right, I
telling
will.
you.
Fine.
I think Facebook is having a comeback. And you know what? Actually, it's super easy. Basically, there's a way for you to link your Instagram to your Facebook. So
mine is linked. I believe mine is linked because I'll hear things all of the time. Like my neighbor hit me the other day. She goes, God, you got such a cool job, like interviewing. What was it? Like Imagine
so
Dragons
everything
I
that
had
you
last
post
week.
on Facebook,
goes,
on Instagram
goes to
okay.
Facebook.
Okay,
so
great.
I was wondering, I said, she doesn't follow my Instagram. I said,
Great.
oh, it's linked to Facebook. That's what
So
it
there you
is.
go.
And I didn't even know that stuff was up, but it is.
Follow him on Facebook because you can still get content. That Facebook is where it's at. Anyways, total aside. All right. I got the news while I was out. I also missed the beginning of the VMAs. Like, this is like, I'm old. Like, I missed the VMAs. I don't care. But I did end up watching it while I was home. So Britney kind of usurped the VMAs. And also this Conor McGregor fight kind of like stole the show as well. Like, more people now are talking about this red carpet moment than are talking about the show also. Conor McGregor, I feel very strongly about this. This man has a history of inappropriate behavior outside the boxing ring. I think anytime he is invited to an event like this, they are condoning, promoting, and holding themselves liable. I'm disappointed that immediately after that incident, MTV did not kick him out. They should have, I think. And if it is true that, I mean, I guess I could understand why but still they should have done it. They should have reviewed the video footage immediately. Allegedly, so there was a red carpet moment before the show between Machine Gun Kelly and Conor McGregor, the Irish fighter. Machine Gun Kelly, the musician. At first, I didn't know what happened, and I only saw video of Conor McGregor throwing a drink. Then I also saw photos where it appeared that he was trying to punch Machine Gun Kelly. So it wasn't just throwing a drink, he was throwing fists too. I saw in photos. I didn't see video, I saw photos, but still, Conor McGregor trying to throw a fist would scare me because he's a professional fighter. I don't know if this is true. It's being reported by TMZ, and I haven't seen video. And I don't even know what I'm going to say. I'll report what are the alleged facts, then I'll wrap my brain around it. TMZ says Conor McGregor went up to Machine Gun Kelly to ask for a photo. I guess he's a fan. Machine Gun Kelly allegedly said no and pushed him away. While I think pushing somebody away is inappropriate, that's different than throwing your drink at somebody and throwing a fist.
Yeah.
So that's my thought. I would not have said, okay, we have to kick Machine Gun Kelly out.
Yeah.
But I would have said, get Conor McGregor.
Maybe Machine Gun Kelly didn't even realize who it was. You know, a lot of people come up to you, get a little too close to your personal space. If you don't know who they are, I mean, that happened with Ben and Jen this weekend. I saw some video of some fan trying to take a selfie at the airport with Jen, and Ben was like, hey man, you got to step back. Like, people think that they can just get in your personal space. and they can't. And you can't really sit there and say to every celebrity, like, just let anyone run up on you. Like, you can't. You need to protect yourself. We've seen nasty shit happen. So I don't know. I don't have a problem with him even pushing him away a little bit. Like, hey, man, get out of my space, you know?
Yeah, I agree. But I don't know. I'm very consistent with my thoughts on violence and not promoting violence. And Conor McGregor is a violent D-bag.
Yeah.
Is that me bullying him, saying he's a violent D-bag?
No, but look, back to your initial point. I think you're right. I think the guy's got a history of this stuff. And once again, this is what society does. We reward people for their bad behavior. He's a bad guy. He's a bad person. Let's bring him to the award show. Maybe something will happen and we'll make a moment out of it, which they did. And now we're talking about their shitty award show that nobody cares about. That's how the world works. Okay. That is how the world works. It's unfortunate, but you got to see it for what it is. And that's exactly what it is.
Well, I don't know if she was supposed to perform or I mean, I'm guessing she was just going to present or be involved somehow. Before the VMAs aired, Nicki Minaj took to Twitter to say that she was not going to be able to be a part of it. And that came just either hours or like a day before. I think it was hours before we found out that her husband and the father of her young child has pled guilty to failing to register as a sex offender after moving to California. The convicted rapist and murderer, Kenneth Petty, now is facing 10 years in prison. Is Nicki Minaj... Like, if all of a sudden her husband and baby daddy goes to prison for 10 years, I would think that's like an instant divorce, right?
You'd think.
I don't know. We'll see. All right. Speaking of the VMAs, I'm going to assume you didn't watch it. I'm also going to assume probably most of our viewers and listeners didn't watch it.
Well, I was thinking about that. You know, that is a sign of being old.
Yeah.
Because, you know, but today the not watching it, not that we didn't watch it, a sign of being old. A sign of being old is like today, the talking point will be 4 people watch the VMAs. Nobody cares. Where if you're a young person, you didn't know the VMAs when it was uber relevant, but you didn't know anything when it was uber relevant. You know what I mean? Like that used to be an event, and there just aren't events anymore. Everything's just
have been going on since like 1984 or something like that, like almost 40
I don't even know when they started, but it was a big deal because there were just a finite amount of channels. It wasn't the internet, but now it's just everyone will fish around today and they'll see the clips of an artist that they like. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's it. And that's probably how they measure their relevance now, where they say, look, these are just online moments and the show itself doesn't really matter. It's all narrowed down to the clips. The old people will say nobody cares about it anymore. Young people say, well, I just wanted to see the clip of the artist that I like anyhow. You know, it's just how the world works now.
Well, I ended up watching the whole thing. I started watching late because I was out and about with my kids. And I watched the end, and then how MTV does, they re-air it right after. So I caught the beginning and all the parts that I missed up until then. So I will literally breeze through these.
You don't have to. Nobody cares.
Well,
Nobody
cares. Just briefly, I want to share some thoughts. Okay. Justin Bieber performed with the Kid Laroi. Boring. Olivia Rodrigo performed. Boring. Casey Musgraves performed. Boring. And
you know what? So far, I love your review. Keep going. This is good. I don't think I could pick Olivia Rodrigo out of a lineup of 20 kids. I don't think I could. It's like she's the biggest thing in the world, and there's just nothing about her that goes with me.
Her performance, you know what? I give her grace. She's meaning it's not the end of the world to say it's boring. It's just like, you know, a note. Step up your game. But she hasn't been performing that long, so she'll get better at it the longer.
But that's the thing. Something. They anoint people all of it, like they package together these artists sometimes, not all of them, but some of them they just package together, right? And hold on. My monitor. No feedback. Okay. Sorry, my computer screen. They package these kids together all of the time, and they don't really have I was like, your eyes did the funniest thing. They don't have the history of being performers behind them. So they end up putting them on this big stage and they just look like a deer in the headlights. And it just happens over and over. And I don't know. That's what I don't like about music today. It's just so packaged and so like, well, that kid's got a look. Let's just go with the look and they'll figure it out down the line. And you know, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
She'll get better. 21 Pilots, boring. Although it was cute, the lead singer made an announcement that his wife is expecting their second child during their performance. He's like, I didn't want to text everybody. That was cute. Afterwards, Ed Sheeran. You know what was interesting? I was going to mention his new song, Shivers, before I watched the VMAs, like as one of the songs that are new this week. And I like the song upon first listen, but after watching the performance, I like it even more. I don't like it as much as Bad Habits, but the weirdest thing happened to me while I was watching Ed Sheeran. Like, he looks so different. And I'm like, he's so hot. I want to fuck him. Like, he's so hot. Oh my God. When did Ed Sheeran get so hot? So I loved his performance. It was great. Camila Cabello, the opposite of Olivia Rodrigo. People might forget, but Camila Cabello has been doing it now in this show business for at least 7 years or longer, because she started on X Factor with Fifth Harmony. So she's been at it a long time. Great performance. The worst performance of the night, Shawn Mendes. And I love Shawn. It was embarrassing. It was really painful to watch. If you watch any performance of the VMAs, you have to watch it, because he did his new single, which I like, but there was zero production. Zero. He just stood there and sang the song and was awkward and uncomfortable and was like shaking people's hands. And he didn't have his guitar because it's like a pop up tempo song. And it was just lazy and uninspired. And Doja Cat was next. It was fine. It was cute. Chloe Bailey. I didn't like it.
I don't even know who that is.
She used to be in that, or she still is maybe in that duo with her sister, Halle Bailey. And I wanted to talk about this as well, because I didn't like the performance, but she's got this new song out called, I think, Have Mercy. I love the song. Normani, great performance up until she queer baited. Like, she had like she literally copied a Janet Jackson moment where she strapped somebody to this like contraption and then like grinded on them, but it was
falling asleep here, pal. Falling asleep.
Anyways, it was Normani is not gay to my knowledge or bi, and her just like doing this queer thing just felt so like, I'm just doing this for attention. It felt cheap, whatever. Anyways, very quickly. Ozuna, great. Alicia Keys, boring. Foo Fighters, awesome. Busta Rhymes, fun. Machine Gun Kelly, boring. That's about it. All right. Some shocking Lana Del Rey news. But first, if you are going through it right now, it's always better to go through it with help. Going through it alone is lonely, and it's always better to get a professional's opinion and advice. Cerebral is an online mental health service that offers prescription medication, counseling, and therapy for anxiety and depression, as well as ADHD, insomnia, and more. It's one of the few services that provides prescription medication online through a licensed provider and ships medication straight to your door. You have unlimited messaging with your care team. With the Cerebral app, it's like having your personal care team wherever you are. Connect with your counselor and therapist on your own schedule through your laptop or the Cerebral mobile app. Affordable treatments that are one 1/3 the price of traditional therapy. And for listeners of the PHP, you can receive 65% off your first month of medication management and care counseling at getcerebral.com/Perez. Go to getcerebral.com/Perez for 65% off your first month. That's just a total of $30 to get started. Join Cerebral today on their mission to make quality mental health care accessible and affordable for all. Lana Del Rey, she's fascinating to me because she's one of those people that I think sabotages their own career. She had one hit, and that was a remix to her song, Young and Beautiful.
No, Summertime Sadness.
Oh, Summertime Sadness. Yeah. Well, Young and Beautiful was not a hit, but that was like a popular song.
Not a hit.
Too.
Summertime Sadness was the remix of her song, Summertime Sadness, and that ended up being the hit.
Right. If she did more songs like in that vein, like Ellie Goulding was smart. When she came out on the scene, she had one sound, and then she saw what actually worked for her in the marketplace and then evolved and grew her sound to be more mainstream, more accessible. She sabotages her career. She could have been even bigger than she was, but you know what? She's still pretty big because I think her last tour was an arena tour. You got to be a pretty big artist.
I don't think she's ever done arenas, dude.
She has. I guarantee.
Arenas?
Yes. No. Yes.
She's never been at the Staples Center.
She has.
Really?
Yes. All right. Let me see real quick.
No one cares. Keep going.
Anyways. She
is like you've already talked too long about her. She quit social media. There's the story.
No, but she's
got nothing going on.
But she's got a big following. A big enough following to perform in arenas as a headliner.
I don't know if I'm buying it.
She did. I know. Anyways, she announced over the weekend that she's quitting social media. She said, I just want to let you know that tomorrow we are going to be deactivating my social media accounts. And that is simply because I have so many other interests and other jobs I'm doing that require privacy and transparency. What? I'm still very present and love what I do. I'm absolutely here for the music. I'm also just going on some different endeavors, and I want to say thank you so much for all the support, and I do hope you like the record. Part of me hopes that this is just a ploy for attention, which would be smart because she's not really getting much attention otherwise.
No.
But if it's not a ploy for attention and she's serious about this, if I was the head of her label, I would release her from her contract and drop her, because having social media accounts is an integral component of selling music and connecting with your fans, and you can have your team manage it for you.
I think a lot of artists are going this route because it's over. Social media has outed itself for what it is, a cesspool of pieces of shit. That's all that it is. And I think more and more artists are seeing that and saying, I just want to be about the music. If the label wants to, push out my music, fine. But I don't know if I agree. I don't think it matters.
Have your team manage your account for you.
No, I don't know how much it matters. I just don't.
It's important as a way to sell concert tickets, a way to sell merch. Oh, it's all about selling, really, especially if you're a musician.
We talked about earlier how you were like, you know what? I didn't get the Britney news. It's out there. You know what I mean? Like the fact that she's going on tour, it's out there. If you're a fan, you're going to find out. You don't find out that someone's going on tour from their social media feed always. It's a concert announcement, or, someone announces their tour. I don't know. I just don't see it as necessary as you do. I think it's more about cred and getting back to, I just want to be a musician. I don't want to be another one of these fucking dumb dipshit pundits like us on fucking social media. I'm an artist. I don't want to do this anymore. And I think a lot of artists are going to do that. I really do.
Well, I still go back to my thought that her team should handle it for her. And if I was the head of her label, I would drop her. There you go. In more music related news, in whatever way it happens, I am so there. Mel B of the Spice Girls has announced that she thinks and is hoping to make another Spice Girls reunion tour happen in 2023. The Spice Girls did a bunch of stadium shows in the UK in 2019, and I did not go because I was hearing that they were going to do a Vegas residency, and then freaking COVID happened and messed everything up. And now I realized if there's something you really want to do in life, do it, because you never know what's going to happen. So in 2023, if the Spice Girls are just doing the UK again, I will go to the UK just to see the Spice Girls, because it will make me happy. All right, on to some parenting news. And I must, well, going back to Britney Spears, we don't really know everything that's going on, but I can use my powers of deduction. Charlie Sheen and his ex, Denise Richards, recently had a situation with their 17-year-old daughter, Sammy. This young girl took to TikTok in a move reminding me kind of like of Kellyanne Conway and her daughter, Claudia, who's been fairly quiet recently. I haven't heard much.
As soon as you said that name, I was like, wow, someone finally talked some sense into that kid.
I know. So that's good. Sammy did a TikTok where she said, 1 year ago today, trapped in an abusive household, hated myself, would go days without eating or sleeping, insanely depressed, hated school, etc. Now, finally moved out of the hell house, had a spiritual awakening, own 2 cats, happy, single, full of self-love, and dropped out of high school at 17. So she was living with Denise Richards. Now she's living with Charlie Sheen. And Charlie Sheen is very supportive of his daughter dropping out of high school. He released a statement saying, what was the statement? Something about like go GED or some bullshit like that. Like, right. I don't even know. It's like,
I wonder if Charlie Sheen finished high school.
I don't know, but it's like, yeah, you know what? Like with one parent, you have rules and boundaries, and with the other parent, you don't. And when you're 17, which parent are you going to want to live with if your parents are divorced? I pray for that young girl. Like, listen, I understand not every kid is academic and might struggle at school, might hate it, but my kids are going to fucking go to school. All right, you're struggling at school. How can I help you struggle less?
I think you're making an assumption that this kid was struggling at school. Charlie Sheen is a hot mess, but he's
we don't use those terms anymore.
Which ones?
Hot mess.
I do. So fuck everybody that says that they don't. Charlie Sheen is a hot fucking mess. Okay. And has been tiger blood and all the crazy shit.
You're bullying Charlie Sheen.
I'm giving Charlie Sheen a compliment. I'm about to say,
call him a hot mess.
You're going to tell me that Charlie Sheen, tiger blood, the drugs, the whole thing wasn't a hot mess.
That was a long time
stop
ago.
with all this stupid shit of they don't and the fucking internet and they don't. Fuck all of that. Fuck. Okay. Well, then you don't have to, but I'm going to. I don't think there's anything wrong with a hot mess. Charlie Sheen was a hot mess. Okay. I don't think anybody's going to debate that. He was a hot mess. Now let me finish my point, which was this. Charlie Sheen is a highly intelligent, very articulate, smart human being. So I was just making the point that, well, maybe let's not assume that the kid was having problems learning, because I think you were kind of saying that the kid may not be academic. This girl may be very intelligent. She could be. Who knows what's going on?
Even more reason why I would not let my kid drop out of school.
Well, that's you. You know, that's your situation. But I'm just saying your situation doesn't necessarily apply to Charlie Sheen's situation, who used to be a hot mess. Take that.
I do not say that. I have more compassion. Charlie,
You are
listen,
so full of shit.
I'm
You're
not
like,
full of
I
shit.
have so much compassion.
I do.
But
Charlie
I
Sheen
bully
was
Chris
going.
Brown.
I do not. That was not bullying him.
No.
That was not
It's like you
bullying
want
him.
it both ways. It's
That
just
was
like,
not
no,
bullying
I
him.
am
I will
Saint
not-
Perez on one side, but
I
on the
will
other
not
side, I'm this
accept-
catty bitch. You are hilarious.
I will not
The
accept.
hypocrisy of you is hilarious.
All right, let me put this in the most dumbed down version. Chris Booker over the last 3 weeks continues to stand up for Chris Brown.
I'm not standing up for Chris
woman
Brown. I
beater.
couldn't care less about Chris Brown.
A woman beater. And
Well, back up. I said it from the very first time.
And I was not bullying.
I don't give a shit about Chris Brown.
We're not going to talk about it anymore. Before we move
But just
on,
don't go on here and lie and say that
I'm
I care
not
about
lying.
the very first conversation. I said I couldn't care less about Chris Brown, and I'm not a fan. So just don't besmirch my good name.
But that is exactly what you're doing, though.
What do you mean? That's what I'm doing.
Chris Brown.
No, I'm not.
Okay,
I'm trying. This has nothing to do with Chris Brown.
Let's not talk about it anymore.
Okay,
all right,
fine.
Before we move on, few things are more devastating than a loved one going missing. On the Vanished podcast from Wondery, host Marissa Jones tells stories of missing persons that have gone overlooked by mainstream media. She gets the story from friends and family of the missing person and frequently talks with law enforcement and others close to the case. With more than 300 episodes, the Vanished podcast on Wondery has hours of cases for you to experience. The Vanished podcast has the story of Sophia, a woman in Mexico who disappeared. And now there's somebody that might be her. I have not listened to this, but I heard about it and it sounds fascinating. You guys should check out the Sofia Juarez episode because everybody is talking about it. Listen to new episodes of The Vanished on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or listen ad-free by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app. All right. So last week, we briefly spoke about this before it was confirmed. Now it is confirmed Olivia Munn and John Mullaney are having their first child together. Let's do some math. It's August. I would assume she's at least 3 months pregnant, which means she got pregnant in like May. They started dating that we know of at least in January or February. So a lot of people had a lot of thoughts about this Olivia Munn and John Mullaney pregnancy because he started dating her immediately after coming out of rehab. And while he was still, and he might still be married to his ex-wife. And he had previously said in an interview that he did not want kids. I guess he just didn't want kids with his ex-wife.
Or he was high in the interviews.
Hey.
Well, he had a drug problem, didn't he?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, you say things when you're under the influence. Maybe I should say under the influence then.
All right, whatever. Anyways,
just giving them the benefit of the doubt.
All right. So congratulations to them. But once again, it reminds me of the Britney Spears situation where a lot of people were leaving negative comments on Olivia Munn's posts, and she didn't even post about it, but like still on her old posts, people were like going in. That's why it's so fascinating to me.
The internet police is fascinating to me. Like, it's no one's business. Like, what has Olivia Munn done to anybody? You know what I mean? Like
the hypocrisy of everything, right? Like on one hand, so many people are like, ooh, Britney Spears was treated so badly by the media. And then these same people, a lot of them, treat all these other celebrities very badly.
Are you seeing why Lana Del Rey says, you know what? I'm pulling the fucking cord and I'm out?
Honestly, I wish I had that kind of fuck you money, but I don't. That's why if you go to mytrue10.com, you can support Perez, and make your lives better. Okay. I now need to, if you bought some of my gummies, call us, because I need to hear from somebody that it actually worked for. 800-721-1185. 800-721-1185. If you bought some My True 10 at mytrue10.com, please call us. Okay. Thank you.
We'll have a windfall of calls for this.
We've been selling a good amount, slow and steady, not like crazy numbers, but I'm happy that it keeps building. So, and people have been giving great feedback. So that's what matters. You're just a hater. Okay, bitch. All right. Speaking of parenting, Nick Cannon gave a new interview where he talked about having 7 children and the possibility of having more. He said, God willing, if God sees it that way, then that's what I'm going to keep doing. Wow.
Wow.
I mean, I don't want to be one of those.
I hope he stays busy for a long time because kids are expensive.
Yeah, I don't want to be one of those people that like Olivia Munn and John Mullaney, but I just, wow. Not even that, but like.
I'm just thinking of the math of it. It's very expensive to have that many kids and live the lifestyle that he's leading. I hope he stays employed.
And I think, I don't know, he's around my age or maybe like 2 years younger. Like, I'm tired, like doing all this stuff with kids. It's fucking exhausting, yo. Like, trying to do it all. All right. Before we move on to some really positive news, People Every Day is People Magazine's daily pop culture podcast, covering a mix of celebrity interviews, inspirational human interest stories, and coverage of what's trending in pop culture news. That's everything from the latest on Britney's conservatorship to downloads on things like cancel culture and the latest vaccine updates. Host Janine Rubenstein, editor-at-large of People, calls up stars like Kristen Chenoweth, whom I love, Queer Eye's Tan France, and Vivica Fox for exclusive interviews about their life, work, and relationships. People Every Day is bringing you the same trusted journalism and coverage that's made People your most trusted outlet for celeb culture since the magazine launched in 1974. Janine also brings on writers and editors from the magazine to give context to the stories behind the headlines you're seeing in the news and on Twitter and Facebook. Listen to People Every Day wherever you get your podcasts. Okay. Two of my favorite things over the last week both happened in Venice, Italy. First, actress Jessica Chastain, who is not really a tabloid figure, had a very talked about, juicy red carpet moment with her co-star, Oscar Isaac. Actually, both of those two are like perfect examples of working actors that are maybe like on the A list, A- list, but are able to like be under the radar. Like they make it about the work. It's about the work.
Yeah. And she's got a cool name.
Jessica Chastain.
Yeah, that's a cool name. I think you pick a good name sometimes.
Well, I think that's just her name.
Yeah. Like Timothy Chalamet. He's got a cool name. People talk about him. If his name was, Brad Smith, he wouldn't be as popular.
Probably. But they were on the red carpet. They've got a new TV show together. And they've known each other for decades. They went to acting school together, these two. They went to Juilliard. Ooh, wow. Fancy. The way he was looking at her, I think they play lovers or husband and wife or something like that. I don't know all the details, but he was like totally eye fucking her on the red carpet. And then went over and like smelled her and then kissed her in her arm, and it like exploded the internet. Like it literally exploded social media.
I didn't see it, but okay.
Of course you wouldn't have seen it, but I bet
I'm online.
Well, you're not online. Like our audience.
I was watching football this weekend is what I was doing.
I know our audience saw it. However, it did rub me the wrong way a little bit because she's married to not him and he's married to not her. Is that disrespectful to their spouses?
Depends on if they know one another, if they run together, and they're, look, what actors are kooky. We've established that.
Yeah.
And I think actors, significant others are often kooky as well. So I don't know. Maybe they didn't even think of it, but I can see how people would say that's weird.
Well, also at Venice for the film festival, Bennifer, you must have seen the Bennifer.
I saw those. Okay. I told you I saw the paparazzi thing.
That was at the airport.
That was at the airport.
Not the red
yes.
carpet.
I saw her on a gondola for a photo shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to thank them for giving me everything. Like giving me escapism. They're giving us hope. They're giving us life. They're giving us love. I love them.
Entertainment Tonight should hire me back just for like an event here in Los Angeles, just to put me on the red carpet to interview those guys. They should do that because it would just be like kind of a throwback to what I used to do for them back in the day.
You need to reach out to them and let them know, because I don't even know if anybody's still there that used to work there.
I'm available for $100,000.
Oh, shush. Don't be dumb. Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. And I bet it could be hard work. You know what's easy? Bundling policies with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your homeowners or renters insurance along with your auto policy. It's a good thing too, because you already have so much to do around your home. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. It's Geico easy. Visit geico.com today. That's geico.com. Let's take some calls.
All right.
Hey guys, this is Oni from New York. I'm listening to this bullying conversation.
I don't want to talk about it
really
anymore.
Hilarious. And I'm wondering what Perez thinks is bullying if this is not bullying.
It's not bullying.
That any of us give a shit about Chris Brown, let's be honest. He's a piece of shit, but that's clearly bullying someone.
It's not bullying. Being critical or even disliking or having a negative opinion of somebody is not bullying. Bullying, and you know what? Like as people mentioned, there's the dictionary definition of bullying, or there's the more common accepted definition of bullying according to all of these internet, social media sites, right? Mm-hmm. Bullying is denigrating somebody, calling them. By saying, have you looked in the mirror? That's not denigrating somebody. It's not. It's not.
So when you have your history, okay, of what you've done.
No, it's not.
You just can't see it.
It's not denigrating. Denigrating somebody is calling somebody a piece of shit. It's verbal. It's literal harassment. Me saying, have you looked in the mirror is not bullying. It's not.
Let's take another call.
All right.
Hi, Perez. Hi, Booker. Not to hark on it like we have in the last 2 weeks, but I had to stop the podcast your most recent one and just tell you, Perez, what is wrong with you, man? Why can't
I can't. What happened? Hello? Oh, you froze. Oh, no. Wait, I need you to play that. Don't hang up. You'll come back.
Platform, as Booker said.
I couldn't hear anything. You froze.
Was a dick to him.
Wait, no, wait. You.
Okay, hold on.
You froze. I didn't hear that.
Okay, hold on.
I didn't hear that call.
Here we go.
Hi, Booker. Not to hark on it like we have in the last 2 weeks, but I had to stop the podcast your most recent one and just tell you, Perez, what is wrong with you, man? Why can you not get past the fact that you kind of did, in fact, bully Chris Brown? Yeah,
I didn't. Let's move on. Let's move on. I didn't.
Okay.
You said something ignorant to him.
I did it. Let's move on. I don't want to hear any more about it.
Well, hold on. I think there's somebody giving me shit about it. I'm trying to find it.
I don't even want to hear any more of these calls about it.
I can't, Perez, I can't control what the fuck comes in. I mean,
do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. And it's hard work. But you know what's easy? Bundling with Geico. Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. Good thing too. You're busy enough. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. It's Geico. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to finish this Geico one because, and this is not on the script, I watched during the VMAs. One of my favorite moments actually was a new Geico.com commercial with Avril Lavigne.
I saw that. Yeah, that's good.
It was so funny and cute. Good job, Geico. Go to geico.com.
All right, another call.
Hey guys, it's Laura in Nashville. I'm listening to the recent podcast and I had to take a break to make this phone call because Booker, you're so full of shit. I cannot believe that you think it's fine to call anyone who basically disagrees with you. That's how you do it. Like anyone that thinks differently than you call morons, dopes, asshats, on and on.
First of all, I've never used the word ass hat in my life.
She was paraphrasing or whatever, right?
Whatever. It goes. I think one time you even said they deserve to die. Like you make some.
I'm talking about anti-vaxxers, and I think this might be one of those anti-vaxxer people, those fucking Einsteins. But we'll continue.
They're pretty bold statements about people that you don't agree with, and that's fine.
It's not that I don't agree with. Science disagrees with you fucking idiots, okay? You're all fucking dopes if you're not vaccinated. You're a stupid fucking person. So yeah, I'll double down. And am I bullying? Yeah, I guess I am, because I'm on the right side of history here.
Because you're not on a platform, which, by the way, a podcast is totally a platform.
I realize I'm on this platform. I own my words. I think you're a misinformed person if you don't have a vaccination.
She hasn't even mentioned that, though. How do you know she's?
What else is she talking about? Because I haven't what else could she be talking about? Let's just
let this one finish. Let me hear it.
But that's not bullying. And then the whole Chris Brown thing, which by the way was one comment, not a whole bunch of them. And to someone that's, like an equal, if you're calling just random old people names where he's.
I don't call anybody a name. Who am I calling a name? The idiot anti-vaxxers? Yeah. Am I calling you guys names? Yes, I am.
You're just
because
assuming.
You're dumb.
Wait, stop. You're assuming she's an anti-vaxxer.
Okay. I'm not talking to her. I'm talking to anti-vaxxers. So it may not in fact be her.
But you were triggered by her call.
Well, yes, I'm triggered because I'm triggered by morons not getting their vaccination.
Okay, but that has nothing to do with this call.
Well, that's what I'm making it about. I'm making an assumption.
You're such an idiot.
To another celebrity and stating an opinion that's maybe not pleasant, but was fine. I mean, it's not going to break Chris Brown down. It's not bullying. It was a one-time thing. Anyway, just crazy to me that you don't see that.
See what?
Your hypocrisy.
My hypocrisy has to do with science.
She's not. She never said she's an anti-vaxxer.
What else are we talking about?
Oh.
Who do I call out? I'm not calling out Britney Spears. I've been on her side since day one.
Enough. All right, let's keep it moving.
Day one, I've been on her side. Here we go.
Hey, Booker. This is Siri from Northern Virginia. I don't know if you remember me. This is just a message for you. I never stopped listening to you guys, and literally every single episode, I think of calling in. I have the number memorized because I always have an opinion on something you guys have to say. But I just wanted to say that I feel like you guys are blacklisted. I just don't understand how you guys don't have your own morning show, TV show, actually on TV. I know you guys have discussed it's very hard to do that, but I just don't understand. I don't understand why that hasn't happened yet. I'm really happy that you guys did the YouTube. Just started posting the actual videos of you guys talking. But yeah, I just wanted to say hi, and I love you guys, and you guys keep brightening up my week. So hope you're doing well. Bye.
There you go. Nice. Serious.
Yeah, I'm totally blacklisted.
And I'm working on it.
Yeah, I was talking about that recently. I mean, it could work. If, Spotify, not Spotify, if, somebody gave us a show, I don't even think I would want an announcement. I'd want here's the first show, and then there's more to come. Because if it was the traditional way of doing things, you announce an announcement, and then the episodes are going to come next year or 6 months from now, everybody would try to get us canceled before it even aired. And
You're
they might get us canceled, right? They might get us canceled.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's so. There's only been a couple of things on this show that were really inflammatory, you know, like I can't.
No, but not even about the show. I'm just saying like my past, like they will literally bring up
I see what you're saying. That
every single receipt, every single awful thing that I've ever done.
Right.
They'll be like tweeting it to Netflix or Facebook Watch or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think it's a good show. I think the whole show is great because there are clearly two different camps of listener. You know what I mean? And sometimes they go back and forth. You'll hear listeners like, usually I agree with you, Booker. This time you're off your fucking rocker. Or I'm with Perez. That's why it's a good show, because it's every week. You never know which direction I'm going to go on something or where he's going to go. And the peanut butter between the bread in between. You know,
you should apologize to that one caller.
She's fine. I wasn't mad at her. I was mad at anti-vaxxers.
All right, but you were
She's
assuming
lovely.
She was an anti-vaxxer.
No, I wasn't.
You did it.
Right. Okay, you're right. My assumption was that the people that don't agree with me, I think, are idiots, and I stick by that. She is correct. Whatever. I think the people that don't understand.
But you made that call about the vaccine, and she never even brought that up.
Well, that's what I think she must have been talking about, because that's my assumption. I apologize. You're right. Okay. I apologize if that's not what she was talking about. But I don't know what else it could have been, because that's the only thing I'm critical of people about. I love that our president is finally standing up and doing what we've elected him to do, to stand up to dopes, to stand up to morons. The morons have had their 4 years. Okay. Now let's follow science from here on out. And I think that's what's finally starting to happen. Corporations are finally starting to happen. I read a story about a doctor that's like, I'm not seeing unvaccinated people in my hospital. That's common sense to me. That's things I've said on this show. Common sense. That's what the people voted for. That's what they want. The rest of you people, you had your 4 years to behave like asswipes, or what's that word? Asshats? Asshats. I'll use your stupid word.
I don't use that word.
No, the person that said I use that word. I never use that word. That's a stupid word. Right. I think it's about time.
I don't even know if it was asshat. Was it asshat?
Yeah, it was asshat. Yeah. I just think I hear people say that word all the time, and I'm like, what does that even mean? It's just stupid. But I'm glad that finally people are standing up and saying, hey, this is what's right. So let's do what's right. Let's get a vaccination. The rest of you are dumb people that don't get vaccinated. You're dumb people.
It's an experimental vaccine.
Yeah, sure it is. that was approved by the FDA. It's very experimental. Seems to work. Seems to be keeping people alive.
I keep hearing that talking point, even though it's so not.
Stupid.
I keep hearing
so stupid.
It's an experimental vaccine.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't care. Sure I'd rather err on the side of science. Yeah,
science. I'm going to go with the scientists.
Well, that's it. I think, right?
Yeah, that's it. Let's do it.
All right. Thank you guys for watching and listening. If you want to support us for free, watch this on YouTube after you listen to the podcast, because the majority of our audience just listens, but just play the video on my YouTube, youtube.com/Perez Hilton. If we can grow the YouTube.
All right. I can't hear Perez, but I assume he wrapped it up.
All right.
Take care, everybody.
Bye, everyone. He froze. I love where he froze. Oh, my God. I need to take a screen grab of this. This is like the best thing. Hold on. No.
You froze and you're still kind of frozen.
Okay. Oh, damn it. I couldn't take the screen grab. You froze, and it was like you made the ugliest face.
Every face I make is the ugliest face.
I wanted to take a screen grab of your ugly face because it was so good.
You had one earlier that literally stopped me in the show where your eyes went in two different directions.
I did that on purpose.
I know, but it was frozen at that. It was great.
It was?
Yeah, it was awesome.
No, it wasn't frozen. I just didn't move.
Really? Oh, it looked frozen on my end. You did a good job then. All right, wrap it up. Just say goodbye. We'll say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Take care, guys.